Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over some balance changes, 24 of them, 7 buffs and 17 nerfs, which are coming into the game potentially Tuesday around that time. So make sure you're ready for these nerfs because there's a lot of them, especially one brawler, 4 nerfs. It's going to be crazy. We had some balance changes a couple of weeks ago. That didn't really shake up the meta, but this one, trust me, is 100% going to shake up the meta. A lot of big changes. So of course, before we jump into it, make sure you're using the create code. That'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's hop into it. All right, guys, so jumping into the first buff, it is with Taurus. She's received 2 buffs. So the first one is with her basic damage. It has gone from 660 damage per card to 720, so a 60 increase. And then the cards to get her super have gone down from 12 to 11, so it takes 1 less card to get her super. So 2 really big changes. So the last time Tara got changed was back in March 2022, and before that she used to deal 690 damage per card, and then of course nerfed to 660 what she does now before the update. So she's actually got a big increase overall, which she's going to be even stronger than when she was before. And I think Tara is actually going to be one of the best lanes now. So in gem grab and Brawl, I think she's going to be insane. So look out for this Tara meta. Alright, guys, so jumping into the next buff, we have Mortis. So his basic damage has gone from 1,350 damage to 1,410 damage. So now the difference between his main attack and his bats damage has changed a little bit. So you might have to change your calculations there. But basically, this is the first time Mortis has received any adjustment for like 2 years now. But last time they changed him was actually 2 years ago, where his creepy harvest went from 1,800 to 1,000 after a few nerfs. But now he's finally been buffed. So the main reason why they've buffed him is because his win rates have been atrocious. Even though his use rates are pretty high, in competitive he's never used, and just overall he just doesn't win. So let me know how you feel about this change, because of course Mortis is quite a controversial brawler. Maybe you guys are happy. Me myself, I'm a little bit happy, but maybe not happy if I'm playing Brawl all the time, because there's going to be a lot of random Mortises now. But it's a nice change. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more meta. Okay, so now jumping into the next buff with the next changes, we have Willow. So Willow has received 3 buffs, which is huge. So the first one is going to be with her mechanics. So mind controlled enemies. So when you hit a super onto an opponent, now do not charge their super when you mind control them. So for example, before, if you controlled like a buzz and then you went to attack the opponents, that would actually charge up that buzz's super, and then of course that's going to be really bad for the Willow, right? You've just charged that buzz super, so even though you might have got a little bit of damage, buzz is just going to turn around and stun you and kill you pretty quickly. So of course that's a really nice change. I think that's really going to impact the way you play Willow and her supers. The next buff is going to be with her super range. So her super range has gone from 23 tiles to 25 tiles, so only a 2 tile increase, but I think this is going to allow you to make a lot better plays with Willow and maybe allow you to be a little bit more risky with her super. It is pretty nice. And then the last one is going to be Willow now takes 25% less damage when mind controlling an enemy. So now you're not as vulnerable with Willow. Now you can probably use super a little bit more and, you know, be a little bit more risky. So I don't think this is going to have the biggest impact on Willow, but all of these changes combined might make her a little bit more viable. Okay, so jumping into the final buff, we have 8-bits. So 8-bits base HP has gone from 7,200 to 7,500, so only a 300 HP buff. But the main reason being for 8-bits buff is because he's been slowly power crept. So believe it or not, he's not received any balance change for I think around 2 years now, and that was when they tweaked his star powers with plugged in getting nerfed and boosted damage getting nerfed, and all things kind of getting changed there. So it's kind of obvious now that 8-bit's being power crept, right? You know, with so many different brawlers in the game, so many different mechanics, and then also him not receiving any kind of love, he's slowly going to go down in the rankings. So I think it's going to help him a little bit, maybe in gem grab as a gem carrier and just overall tanking a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to really boost him too much. Alright, guys, so jumping into the nerfs now, starting off with the brawler the nerfs are going to affect the most, it is Janet. So Janet has received 4 nerfs with the next set of balance changes. This is huge. Finally, she might not be meta. Anyway, let's go into those balances then. The first one is going to be with her drop the base gadget. So that has received 2 nerfs. So the turret HP has gone from 1,500 to 1,000, so a 500 HP nerf. You know, drop base has been a big problem, but the next change is going to be with the drop the base gadget again with the health decay. So normally it was around 50 health getting decayed every single second. Now that's gone to 100 per second. So if you want to see the changes with this, basically her turret, if it didn't get shot, used to last 30 seconds bang on. But now it only lasts 10 seconds, so you don't get nowhere near the amount of value that you used to get with it, and it's not going to have that kind of scouting potential. So I think that's a really big change. This gadget has been a huge problem for Janet, and one of the biggest underlying reasons why she's so OP. And then she's received 2 more nerfs. So the next one is going to be with her base damage, going from 1,500 to 1,410. So a little bit of a change. You know, she's not going to have that power to kind of low-key snipe people across the map anymore. And then the hits to take her super have gone from 6 to 7 hits. So I think it's going to be a huge change to Janet. I could quite easily see her being actually near the bottom of the meta after these changes. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so now moving on to the next brawler which has been nerfed. It is with Max. So Max somehow avoided the balance changes last time around a couple of weeks ago, but finally Max has received some nerfs. So Max's base HP has gone from 4,800 to 4,500, so a 300 HP nerf. The damage has gone from 510 to 480 per bullet, and then the hits to get super has gone from 13 hits to 14 hits. So 3 balance changes with Max, 3 nerfs in conjunction with each other, and I feel like all of these 3 nerfs combined might make Max a pretty bad brawler, or towards the middle. I don't think she's going to be anywhere near the top after these changes. So the last time Max was actually changed was like a year ago now. So her damage has actually gone kind of in between what it used to be. Actually, no, just a little, yeah, in between what it used to be. It used to be 450 damage, and of course now it's 510. So she's still dealing more damage than what she used to do like a year ago, if you get what I mean. But I think Max is going to be a much worse brawler. So moving into the next nerfs, then we have 2 nerfs to Meg, one of the most prevalent brawlers in this meta. Ever since her rework a couple of months ago, she's been dominating. So of course, they nerfed her star power a couple of weeks ago. That didn't really do too much, and now they're nerfing her in 2 ways. So the first one is going to be with her mecha HP. It's gone from 6,000 HP to 5,550 HP. So about a 450 HP nerf, which actually is quite a lot, you know, considering she now has 5,500. She's not going to be able to tank as much as before. And they've also nerfed her Jolting Bolts gadget, gone from 450 healing to 300 healing. So that's about a 750 healing nerf. I think this is really going to impact Megan and meta. I think she's still probably going to be like an A-tier brawler potentially, but I think it's just going to be a lot easier to take her down. You can't just press your green button now and run at opponents. But I still feel like they've not kind of adjusted other things that might be the reason why she's so strong. Okay, so jumping into the next brawler change, we have Shelly and 2 nerfs to her. So she's quite easily the best brawler in the game right now, so a nerf was definitely needed. Anyways, the first nerf is going to be with her Shell Shock star power. So before, it used to slow for 4.5 seconds, which was a very long time. It has gone to 2 seconds. So 2 seconds is a really short time, so a really drastic nerf on that star power. So, you know, that is definitely welcomed. Shell Shock was definitely a really strong star power. And then the next nerf is with her base HP. It's gone from 5,700 to 5,550. So only a small nerf to the HP, around 150 HP. Well, I don't think it's really going to do too much. I think Shelly's still going to be an S-tier brawler, mainly because the clay pigeons and the very fast movement speed were the main 2 reasons why she was strong. I don't think the main reason was to do with her Shell Shock. So yeah, Shelly's still going to be really strong in my opinion. Guys, so now moving into the next brawler that has been nerfed. It is with Surge, and he has received 2 nerfs. So these are both to his Power Shield gadget. Power Shield now only lasts 2 seconds instead of 5 seconds, so 3-second nerf. And then the damage reduction has gone from 80% to 50%, so a 30% nerf to the damage reduction. So 9 months ago, Power Shield was nerfed from 3 ammo to 2 ammo, but still Power Shield has been way too strong. Everyone's been calling for this nerf, so I think Surge is going to be heavily impacted, especially on ladder. You know, people could just be brain dead and just spam that gadget way too much and just, you know, kill so many different people. So hopefully Power Shield won't be as strong anymore. So next up on the nerf list, we have Penny. So Penny, another brawler which has been dominating the meta for about a year now. So finally she's receiving some more nerfs. So she received a HP nerf a couple of weeks ago, and she's receiving another one now. So from 5,100 HP down to 4,800, so a 300 HP nerf overall. I think this will be a nice change to Penny. She's been way too tanky for what she really does, right? And then also she's received a HP nerf with her Salty Barrel gadget. So Salty Barrel has been a big problem since her rework a year ago, and now at least it doesn't tank as much. But yeah, Penny has been reworked like a year ago now, and ever since that rework, she's been one of the best brawlers in the game for a long time, and she's received 4 nerfs since then as well, and she's still, I think, even after these nerfs, going to be one of the best brawlers in the game. So I think we still need to do a little bit more tweaking with Penny. So next up on the nerf list, we have Ashe. So Ashe has been dominating at the higher ranks, specifically in competitive play. So it's nice he's received a nerf. So his base HP has gone from 8,100 to 7,800. So only a 300 HP nerf. But I think this might help Ashe, well, people counter Ashe a little bit better, right? Because I just feel like there wasn't really many hard counters out there for him. So maybe with a little bit of less HP, people can take him down a lot easier. So I think this would not really help too much, but at least a nerf is welcome. Alright guys, so jumping into the final balance change, we have B. So she's received another nerf. Only a few weeks ago, she got a nerf to her supercharge damage, but now she's been nerfed with her supercharge rate. So before the balances, she used to actually charge her super with 3 attacks, and now it takes 4 attacks to charge her super. So we were calling for this for such a long time. I think the main problem with B is the fact that you can just charge that super so fast, and when you do super someone, they're literally crippled. You can't do anything. So I think now it should be a little bit easier to pounce upon B, and I think she'll be near the middle of the meta now. I think this nerf is going to have big impacts. Alright guys, it's going to be it for today's video. A lot of changes to cover, over 20 changes. This is really nice. One thing that a lot of people have been complaining about, me myself included, is at the top of the meta, even though it's been really balanced, so fair play to the balance team, I think that the top meta has been pretty much the same for like a year now. So it's always nice to switch up the top of the meta, and I think these balance changes finally should shift it a little bit, especially with a lot of certain brawlers like Janet, for example. She's received a lot of nerfs, Max as well. But I still think, you know, brawlers like Shelly, Meg will still be pretty strong. Penny, I still think is going to be really strong as well. And then also, I definitely predict Taurus to get a big increase in her viability, because that's a huge damage boost to her. So that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you think of all the changes in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.